I think that the problem was, US animation was one of those very technical programs before computer programs became user friendly. So you had to basically, if you wanted to get to anything, you had to type in all these kind of quite almost not code, but you really had to know all the links and everything. It was very complicated to use. And it was around about that time where I started sort of getting more into doing some sort of just writing and just doing some one-off things. And I started doing these stickers. Because I had a small child and I hadn't been very well for a while, I just couldn't really, I just didn't really have enough space in my brain to make films at that particular time. Plus there was no money. And Jed was carrying on doing commercial work, which kept the studio going, thankfully. And I just started doing these stickers, which was just like, it seemed like a weird thing to do, like someone, quite grown up. But I just one day on the way to the studio thought, stickers! I can't make films, but I can do stickers, and then I can like stick them up and people will see them, and it will be just a way of getting my work out there. So I just did some, and then did a few more, started sticking them up around London, photographing them, and then one day I thought, maybe I could make them into some books. So I made them into these long, thin books, which I've got an example somewhere in my bag, which I can show you at the end. And then that led to me selling them to like Tate Modern, and then me and Jed decided I think it was 2005, that we couldn't afford our massive studio in the East End anymore, because it was just, we just couldn't, we weren't really getting on that well, although we're still really good friends, but we'd worked together for so long, we thought we'd be better splitting off and going in our own directions. So I decided to work from home, and I bought a place which we could kind of convert into out studios, which was quite good. So I decided to work there, and just around that time someone asked me to do a book for them, and that just meant that through sort of doing some sort of mock-ups and some illustrations, we managed to get an agent, and because we got an agent we managed to get that book published, and because I had an agent I was able to show her the stickers, which then led to getting another book published. And then after that I got another book published. So then for sort of 3 or 4 years I just was very, very busy doing all the books.
Well, this is very interesting when we met the other day for me, because your work clearly shows the kind of interplay between illustration and animation, and I think that's very apparent in the Queen's Monastery, but also Emma's brought along some absolutely beautiful books which I hope you'll have a look at, but only with clean hands and without being anywhere near them.
Some of them are now, Queen's Monastery, not the Queen's Monastery, the Miss Louise Goes to Paris, which is the first book. I've only got about 3 copies left, so we do.
All right, so very, very careful, please. And just to sort of move things on as time's a bit of an issue, most recently you've been moving into puppet animation, stop motion animation.
Well, just at the end of last year, after spending a whole year trying to get various projects off the ground that I worked really hard on, and everyone was saying no on this one, no on that one, and I just thought, how can I just carry on just developing all these ideas, spending hours and hours on all these proposals, and whatever I do they always say no, they don't want it, no, it's got to be different, and then you keep on going round and round in circles. And I thought, no, this is just ridiculous. I did get a little bit of money from the books, which I managed to buy a decent camera, digital camera. And I thought, well, I've got all the expertise, all the stuff. I've got loads of stuff, loads of bits and pieces. And I just thought, I'm just going to, I just really wanted to do something. And then one day I just came up with an idea, just through just pure chance, that somebody said something to me and it sparked off this idea of doing this random person idea. Basically because we were in this kind of pub car park, and there was a guy drinking a pint, and then I was with this woman that I knew, and her boyfriend came out of the pub. In fact, it was your son. Yeah, your son came out of the pub, got into his 4-wheel drive.
Was he drunk?
No, he was sober, but he'd just been playing in this gig, and he just was taking us back home, wasn't he?
Oh,
to,
yes.
to my house.
Yeah.
And when he got in the car, I went, mine, watch it. And he was going, what? I said, no, there was a bloke over there. And he said, what bloke? And I said, well, there's a bloke out like that, kind of like, he was half unconscious outside the pub. I said, I was a bit worried you might be going to run him over. And he said, oh shit, I run him over. And his girlfriend said, no, don't worry, he's just a random person. Just a random person, so it doesn't really matter. She's about, how old is your son's girlfriend? She's about 35, isn't
Yeah,
she?
she's around there.
Anyway, so she basically just considered this guy to be a random person. And I thought, well, if he's a random person, what am I? So then it just got me thinking, and the next day I wrote 52 ideas for a series called Random Person.
You wrote 52 ideas.
In a day, roughly. Yeah.
Bloody hell! Well, this is how it's done, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, that's an incredible achievement.
Well, they're very short ideas and quite small ideas, but I just thought, well, look, at least if I just start doing one and then I'll do another one. I was planning on doing one a week, but it's not it never works out like you can do everything one a week. But it was just gave me a starting point. And originally I thought I was going to do it all coloured because I just set my Russian up to do everything flat. But as soon as I thought of the idea, I remembered I'd made these little heads for something else I was doing, but they didn't bear any relation at all to what other things I was doing. So I just stuck them on this body I had and started making the films.
And we'll be showing some of
We'll
those
show a
a
few
bit
of them
later.
later.
Well, thank you very much indeed for introducing your work. I'm just thinking, why don't we have just a 5-minute break before we start showing work in case anyone wants to pop down to the bar. But can we make it a very short break as we've got to get on? And also it gives me an opportunity to sort of check the DVD and so on. So Emma, thank you very much indeed, and we're back in 5 minutes. And thank you also very much to John for filming this.